What's up, Michael Jordan collectors and investors? So, Golden Auctions is hosting their big winter auction. They have over like 5,000 items, and there's a lot of good Michael Jordan stuff in there. They have two PSA 10 Michael Jordan rookie cards. They also have two PSA 10 sticker rookie cards. So, there's be some really good auctions to watch. So, the PSA 8s. There's still a bunch of them on eBay. There's like over 70 plus listings. And these cards they're not gonna hold their value right now. But this is good news for the collectors. See, a lot of people jumped into the Michael Jordan rookie card market for business purposes. They bought these PSA 8s and they were eventually going to sell them. They were going to flip them. Well, now a lot of those investors are now selling their PSA 8s. They're cashing in because the market is starting to dip a little bit. But for you collectors that held out, this is now going to be your great opportunity to pick up a very nice Michael Jordan rookie card in an 8 for a reasonable price. You know, some of you guys that thought maybe you were getting priced out, well, the market's coming back to you a little bit. So I would strongly look at these PSA 8s and try and buy the best one that you can afford. And take advantage of this window right here because, you know, as like I said, you know, as years go by and more collectors join the hobby, these cards will dry up eventually. But right now, this next month or so, we're going to see those cards drop under 20K, maybe even as close to like 15K, 15 to 20K. You might be able to pick one of these up for, you know. So it's a great opportunity for a collector to get himself a nice Michael Jordan rookie card. And if you had the fear of missing out and you ended up buying a lower grade, well, might be your opportunity to go ahead and upgrade to that PSA 8. But Card Gems here. Welcome to my channel. This is today's February 13th Michael Jordan rookie card market report. All right, guys, let's dig into this. So let's look at this Golden Auction winter auction. So here we got a PSA 10. This is a preview right here. Here's this PSA 10 Michael Jordan rookie card. And here's another one. And then we got the sticker right here. It's a really nice looking sticker rookie card. And here we got another one. Sticker rookie card. And then they also have a BGS 9.5 with a 10 center and a 9 on the surface. So I don't know if you want to consider this a high end or a low end. It's kind of a hybrid. So we're here, say SGC 9.5, and this is sold for $125,000 in the past. So it'd be a nice card to watch. Here's a 9 with the set. And here's a couple more. Here's an 8.5. Here's a 9. Here's a 9. Here's another 8.5 and a couple of 9 stickers. So this is the winter auction. There's a lot of nice auctions here if you want to look at them. I just only look at the Michael Jordan rookie cards. So checking Card Ladder, our favorite website, cardladder.com. All right, you guys should check this website out. It is very useful. They have an app for your phone. I give these guys a lot of credit for the hard work that they've done on this website. So the PSA 1. So just to let you know, I start at the bottom at the PSA 1. I work my way all the way up to the gem mints. So if you want to skip ahead, right now would be a good time to stop and skip ahead if you don't care about the low ends. But for you guys that do care about the low ends, here's the PSA 1. Has a population of 130. So for the past month, it has sold for an average of 3,660. It last sold for 4,050 right here on the 11th. So, and that is also the record high. If we check eBay, you'll see that there's one here for 1,725 with 23 bids. And then we have this one here, has a crease through the middle for $5,499. It has 0 bids. It has 1 hour left. Here's a buy it now for about $6K. So checking PSA 2s, has a pop of 173. For the past month, it sold for an average of 4,500. And it last sold for 5,300, which is the record high here on the 6th. And if we check eBay, we have one here for 1,625, 12 bids. Here's one for 2,150, 29 bids. Here's one for 5,000, has 0 bids. And here's one for 6,495, our best offer, so that's the cheapest you can get it for. Buy it now. So the PSA 3 has a pop of 329 for the past month. It has averaged for 5,555. It last sold for 5,655 here on the 12th. So the record high price is 6,250. If we check on auctions here, we have one for 2,125 with 16 bids. Here's one for 3,500 with 1 bid. There's one for 6,500, 0 bids. And this is the cheapest buy it now best offer you can get is 8,500. So checking PSA 4, has a pop of 667. For the past month, it has averaged a price of 7,373. Last sold for $7,000 here on the 12th. So it has a record high price of 8,595. If we check eBay, we have one right here for 2,375 with 22 bids. Here's one for 6,050 with 27 bids. Here's one for 6,100 with 1 bid. Here's one for 7,500, has 0 bids. It's a new listing. And here's one for buy it now for 7,649. Let's see if we have a best offer one. Here's another buy it now for 7,700. And here we go right here. So this is a new listing for $8,000, our best offer. So maybe you can negotiate and get a better price than these buy it nows right here. So the PSA 5 has a pop of 1,016 for the past month. It has averaged 6,733. It last sold for 8,600 on the 10th. So, and that is also the record high price on this card. If we check eBay, we have one here for 5,900, 32 bids. Here's one for 7,000, it has 0 bids. Here's one for 7,099 with 40 bids. And this is the cheapest buy now best offer for 9,500. So if we check the PSA 6, it has a pop of 1,669. For the past month, it has averaged 8,418. So this one last sold for 8,985 here on the 12th. So the record high price for this card is 11,811. It's a huge spike on that card right there. So if we check eBay, we got one here for 2,375 with 22 bids. This is a new listing. Actually, that is a 4, so disregard that. Well, here's one. Here's a new listing. PSA 6 for $4,000 with 19 bids. There's one for 4,650 with 13 bids. There's one for 5,100 with 21 bids. This is also a new listing here. Here's one for $6,000 with 25 bids. Here's one for 7,000, 15 bids. Here's one for 7,100, 14 bids. Quite a few of these. Here's one for, no, that's a 4. Here's one for 10,999. This is a new listing. So this is the cheapest you can get it for a buy it now or best offer. So BGS 6 has a pop of 452 for the past month. It is sold for an average of 7,333, but we only had 3 sales. So it last sold for 7,050 on the 12th, and the record high price is 7,700 on this one, and there is none currently on eBay. So if we check the BGS 6.5 has a pop of 626 for the past month. It is sold for an average of 7,729. As you can see, there's only one sale right here on the 31st of January. So that's also the record high and the current price. If we check eBay, we have one right here for 5,218 bids and 5 days left. And we also have one that you can get a buy it now for 11,500. So the BGS 7 has a pop of 966. So for the past month, for 4 sales, it's averaged for 10,999. It last sold for 12,700 on the 7th, and that is also the record high price. So if we check eBay, we have one here for 5,323. This is a new listing. It has 0 bids. Here's one for 5,600 with 21 bids. Here's one for 13,500, our best offer. So this is the cheapest that you can get it, straight up for a buy it now, our best offer. And here's another one pretty close, similar to that price. So PSA 7 has a pop of 3,379. So pretty high pop on this card. For the past month, it has sold for an average of 12,113. It last sold for 13,050 on the 12th right here. So the record high price is 15,900, which is this big spike right here. So if we check eBay on this card, there's quite a few of these. Here's one for $7,000 with 5 bids. Here's one for 8,100, 22 bids. Another one, 8,100, 44 bids. 10,000, 1 bid. 10,350, 35 bids. 10,500 is a bid. 12,500, 1 bid. 13,188, 27 bids. And then here you go, 14,000. This is a new listing. 14,000 our best offer. Looks like they're trying to get their card sold before this card sells. So a little competition there. So if we check the BGS 7.5 has a pop of 1,451. For the past month, it's sold for an average of 10,762. The last sell being 11,200 right here on the 8th. The record high price is 13,000, so that's the spike right here. You're going to see the same spike on mostly all of these graphs, and it's around those golden auctions where those PSA 10 Michael Jordan rookie cards sold for 720,000 at gold, and it just sent a shockwave through the whole market. But here's the 7.5 right here for 7,400, 16 bids. Here's one for 9,000 and it has got no bids. And here's one for 10,750. So this is the cheapest you can get it for the buy it now. And here's one that you can negotiate with, and this is a new listing. So the best offer here, 11,995. So if we check PSA 8, all right, the PSA 8 has a pop of 7,743. This is the most common grade here. This is, how I'd kind of judge the Michael Jordan rookie card market, because whatever this card does, if this card is strong, the whole market is really strong. If this card starts to fall, then you know that the market is starting to get cold. Here we have 72 sales of this card in the past month, and it's averaged about 18,591, with the last sell being 20,354, and it's on the 11th here. The record high of this card was 26,101. That was the spike here. Well, we have 3 cells that are similar right in this area right here. So this card is it's starting to cool off. You see it dipping down here, and like I said, it's going to be a really good buying opportunity for those those hardcore true Michael Jordan collectors that really want a nice Michael Jordan card and haven't had an opportunity to obtain one because of the high prices, and they feel like they're being priced out. But this will be a good opportunity here in the next month or so to pick one of those bad boys up. So we have a new listing here, PSA 8, 4,361 with 6 bids. And here's one with the off-center qualifier for 9,200, 40 bids. I've seen these sell anywhere from 10 to 12,000. Here's a PSA 8 for 10,085, 23 bids. Here's one for 11,000 with 20 bids. Here's 12,000, 30 bids. There's another 12,000, 16 bids, 12,000, 40 bids, 12,000, 18 bids. There's a lot of these cards. 12,753 bids. PWCC has a few of these. Here's 13,000, 13,000. Here's one for 13,556, 65 bids with 3 hours left. So This one will probably sell around 18,000 if I had to guess. There's one 14,800, but this has an off-center qualifier. So here's a PSA 8 for 14,923, 21 bids. 15,000, no bids. So here's one for 14,988 with 11 bids. Here's a couple more from PWCC for 15,000. Here's one with the off-center qualifier, has no bids. Here's a PSA 8 for 16,000, has one bid. And here's one for 17,000 with 30 bids. Here's one for 17,432 bids. 17,800, 16 bids. And here we go, 19,000, 29 bids. So we're getting to the top of the auctions now. 19,261 bids. So it'd be interesting to watch these cards. Of course, PWCC, they're always going to get full value on their cards. They sell overseas as well, so they get the entire market, the true market value of the world, basically, of the all of the Michael Jordan collectors, investors of the world. Unlike some of these these other sellers here, like has his listed for 19,750 or best offer. He may not be selling overseas, so that card might end up just sitting there for a while. Here's one for 20,000, 0 bids. I mean, there's so many. Here's 21,900 best offer, and that's a new listing. And this guy, he has 12,000 feedback, 100%. So, and these cards are near the average selling price. Here's one for 22,225, and this is PWCC, and there, this card is still sitting here. Best offer. So even PWCC is having a little trouble selling some of these PSA 8s. And it just goes on and on. There's like 70 plus listings here. I won't go through all of them. So the BGS 8 has a pop of 2,041. For the last month, it has sold for an average of 14,108. The last sell was 14,083, and that was right here on the 10th. The record high is right here. We got for 17,800. That is the spike on this card. So if we check eBay, we have one for 7,870, 13 bids. There's one for 8,700, 43 bids. 9,977, 28 bids. 10,000, 49 bids. 10,700, 42 bids. Here's one for 14,232, 0 bids. There's one for 15,000 and 0 bids. So here's the first one you can get for a best offer, buy it now. And this is a new listing right here. So 15,995. So this guy will negotiate with you. And there's a few more like that. So checking on the SGC 8. So the SGC 8, there's only been 2 sales in the last month. So the average price is 16,544, with the last sale being 14,088, coming down from the huge spike right here of 19,000. And this 14,000 one was just on the 11th. So it's a very recent sell. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do this 8.5 also together. So SGC 8.5 also only had 2 sales in the past month, and it averaged at 14,027, with the last sell being the high sell of 17,500, and that was on the 11th. So now if we check the populations of these cards, the A5, there's 358, and there's also there's 385 of the 8s, so they're very similar in population. And the 9 has 216, so I'll talk about that in a minute. And the 9.5, there's only 25, and the 10, there's only 25. So, which is amazing because SGC has been around for over a decade. So if we look on eBay, we have this SGC 8 right here for 6,900 with 54 bids. Here's an 8.5 for 10,300 with 12 bids. Here's another 8.5 at 13,100. And here's 8.8 for 14,923 with 0 bids. So here's an 8, 16,500, 0 bids. And right here's the cheapest 8 that you can negotiate on. This 21,500 or best offer. And here's an 8.5. This is the cheapest 8.5, 23,500 or best offer. So if we go to BGS 8.5, it has a pop of 2,538. This is also a very common card to see on eBay. There's a lot of listings. So for the past month, 14 sales, it's averaged 17,610. It last sold for 17,400 right there in the 11th. So that was kind of, it's kind of dropping off a little bit from the spike, this huge spike with 23,100. So if we check eBay, we have one here. It's a new listing for 5,000, 17 bids. Here's one for 5,100, 16 bids. Here's one for 5,200, 20 bids. 5,600, 17 bids. 10,500, 22 bids. 10,900, 29 bids. 12,100, 17 bids. 13,100, 45 bids. So this will be an interesting watch right here. So here's one 15,000 with no bids, and this guy has really good feedback and everything. So, this is near that average. Well, here's one for 15,100 with 22 bids. So it's still selling, still selling strong above that 15K mark. Let's see if we have any more. There's 20,999, and here's one for 21,000, both 0 bids. So no one's really taking those right now. Let's see what we got for best offers. 21,950 is the cheapest that you can negotiate on this card. So, and here's a couple more similar prices. So let's go to the PSA 8.5, which is a whole nother animal at population 381. This card is nearly double the price of the BGS 8.5. For the past month, it has sold for average of 34,184, with the last sold for 35,000 on the 11th, and the record high price is 43,400. So that's a spike right here that was on the 2nd. And if we check eBay, there's a few of these. They got one for 15,300, 32 bids. Here's one for 19,100 with 13 bids. There's one for 30,000, no takers. So here's one, a new listing for 40,500 or best offer. So still down from that record high. So these are good cards. 42,000 or best offer. These are good cards. I believe these cards will pretty much hold their value. They'll pretty much level off until the market picks back up, because these are just rare cards. 381. And it's stuck between the more common PSA 8 and the now investor card of the PSA 9. So they're decent cards to have, especially if you're a collector. I think it'll be a really nice card to have. Well, we have this SGC 9. So in the past month, it has sold for an average of 34,411, with the last sale being a record sell of 57,600 right here in the 3rd. So this card has really picked up in value. That's the record high. If we go into eBay, we have one right here on auction for 11,800 with 34 bids. And then we have this best offer, buy it now, for 70,000. So that's the cheapest you can get it. There's a couple more and it gets a little crazy. So if we go to PSA 9, has a pop of 2,766. For the past month, it sold for an average of 60,544. So that lets you know that it's really picked up towards the end of the month. So the last sell was 75,100, and that was on the 12th right here. So a little up and down. We had this huge spike right here. This is the record sell for 88,999. That was just on the 8th. So this is a big investor card now, If we check eBay, we have some listed. We have one for 8,100. This is a new listing, 16 bids. Here's another new listing for 10,200 with 41 bids. Here's one for 10,395, 13 bids. Here's one for the off-center qualifier, 12,219 bids. Another off-centered one, 13,100. Another one for 13,605 off-centered. So Get you a really nice looking card. It's just off centered. Here's one for 20,339 bids. 22,300 with 16 bids. 22,463 bids. 29,000 for 54 bids. So here's one for 42,289, 69 bids. Here's one for 44,541, 70 bids. Here's one for 45,752 bids. This is a very liquid card at this high price. 73,000. This is a new listing right here, or best offer. So this is cheapest you can get it for buy it now, best offer, which is not bad, you know. There's another one, new listing right here, 75,995 or best offer. And then here's just the buy it now for 76,450, and then it just goes to the moon from here, all the way up to like 200,000. So we'll talk about those. BGS 9 has a pop of 1,641 for the past month. It is sold for an average of 36,837, and that's 16 sales. So that's a good, you know, it's a good average that we have right here. But it last sold for 38,519 just on the 11th right here, which was, you know, it came down from that huge spike of 56,000. So that's an incredible price difference between that price and that spike, which you're going to see right here on eBay. So here's 14,500 with 69 bids, 15,125 bids, 15,530 bids, 15,816 bids, 20,127 bids. Here's another one for 37 bids. Here's one for 28,317 bids. Here's one for 34,999. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. That spike was just days ago, that 56,000, but you can still buy this card for 35,000 right here. He has a lot of feedback, but he has a low feedback, 87.5. So that might be scaring a few people off. So let's find a guy that has really good feedback. So here we go. This guy has 100% at 284. This is a new listing, and 46,000 or best. So he's taking offers. This is still $10,000 less from that record price. So you can still get these cards cheap. You know, these are, compared to the PSA 9s, they're just undervalued in my opinion. Here's the SGC 9.5. For the past month, it is sold for an average of 125,100 because that is the only sale in the past month. So that's also the record. So we don't have a very good average for this card because it just doesn't sell much. You know, there's only 25 of these in population. So there's not even one on eBay right now. There's one at Heritage Auction though. So the BGS 9.5 has a pop of 526. For the past month, it is sold for 77,978. Well, actually, this is the 3 month. I put it out to the 3 months so I could show you guys what's going on here. So this card is basically split into two. It's split between the high ends, which is the quad 9.5s and above, and the low end, which has 1.9 sub. So these valleys right here are the low ends. So you could draw a straight line from here all the way up to here. It was the last confirmed sell. The low end is 76,000. So there is positive growth on this card. And then if you go to these peaks right here and draw a straight line across these are all the high ends, which goes to right here with the 120,000 and the record sale of 162,000. So as you can see, there is positive growth on this card. It's not this huge swings like what you think right here by looking at this graph. You know, there's more to the story. And if we go on to eBay, so we have this low end right here that has a 9 on the edges, and it's up to 80,500, which is already a new record if it's confirmed. But this still has 5 days left. And we have this BGS 9.5, so this guy has lowered his price. 175,000 or best offer. And this one has a 9 on the surface. 9.5 with a 9 on the centering for 250,000 or best offer. Here's a 9 on the surface, 250,000 or best offer. Also a 9 on the surface, 300,000. Just buy it now. It's not taking offers. This guy's got his list for 400,000 or best offer. He has a 9 on the surface. He's also including the sticker rookie card, which has sold for 70,000 in the past. That's the record. Here's a pair of very nice Michael Jordan rookie cards. This has a 9 on the edges, and this has a 9 on the corners. I would recommend checking these cards out. $542,000 our best offer. So we have one high end here with the 10 on the center, $350,000 or best offer. So checking PSA 10s has a pop of 315. Wow, it dropped off again. This was 317, then it mysteriously went to 316, and now it's at 315. I don't know what's going on here. It's just slowly evaporating. So $645,000 is the last sell of this card. For the past 3 months, it has sold for an average of $332,000, with the high being $720,000. Now, this has had a really strong climb here. So we have this one right here for $720,000, but don't think that this is just one, because actually 4 of these cards sold on the same night. Now, I'm not sure about the 2 that sold privately as part of this, but I definitely know the 2 that sold publicly on Golden Auctions are these right here. So you actually have 2 sales, and then you have this one that dropped off here for $645,000, which was Heritage. And then you have one that sold on Golden for $615,000 a couple of days ago. So if we look onto eBay, we have one here for $695,000, our best offer. We have one here for $800,000, our best offer. And here's one for $1 million, our best offer. And then here's this guy here. He's selling the pair for $1,200,000. I know this seller. He's a really good guy. So I would definitely try and make this guy some offers. He's very fair. So these look like old labels too. So that's interesting. So if we look at Heritage still has this PSA 10 for $390,000. I believe it's like $468,000 with the buyer's premium. And they have this 9 here for $40,000. And they still have the SGC 9.5 for $57,505. And they have a few more low-end sales here, but they haven't really been bidded up at all because there's still 14 to 15 days left on these auctions. So if we go to recently ended on eBay, there was only a few sales. We have this one here for $10,355 as a PSA 6. We have this PSA 8. Wow. PSA 8 sold for 15,859 bids. Woo, man, that's a huge drop off. Here's one for a PSA 9 for 75,190 bids. So the 9s are still really strong. Of course, they're bouncing around from 75,000 to up in the 80s. All right, so let's check out our summary. So the PSA 10 Michael Jordan sticker. Let's do the stickers first for once. So the Michael Jordan rookie card sticker, record price is $200,100. Now we just had that one sell at Golden Auctions for $229,000. So we're waiting on that to be confirmed. The BGS 9 last sold for $70,000. That was the record price. So we haven't had one sell yet. But there's like one that's like a buy it now best offer on eBay right now. It has a very low pop of 32. These numbers here are the populations. The PSA 9 has a record price of $31,133. There's one up on auction now for $22,500. The BGS 9 sticker, $11,000 is the record price. One up on auction now for $5,700. The PSA 8.5 sticker, $15,000 is the record price. None on auction. The PSA 8 sticker, $13,400. We have one up to $7,300. And then we have these last 3 right here, the PSA 7, the PSA 6, and the PSA 5. So those auctions are still, getting started. But these are the only ones that are on Card Ladder right now. If you get a membership with Card Ladder, it's like $15 a month. You can get on there and you can request for them to add the other grades of this card. So if we go to the actual Michael Jordan rookie card, base card, the record price is still $720,000 on that card. We have one up on auction for $468,000 at Heritage. The BGS 9.5 high end, $162,500 is the record. None on auction. The BGS 9.5 low end, the record price is 76,000. We already have one up on auction for 80,500, so it's already breaking that record. SGC 9.5 record price is 125,000. We have one up on auction now for 68,000. PSA 9 record price 88,999. That was a huge spike right there. 45,700 on auction right now. BGS 9 56,000, another big spike. We have one up on auction for 28,300. SGC 9 has had a big spike too, 57,600. So it's actually higher than the BGS 9, which is really interesting. But we have one up on auction for 11,800. So we'll see if that repeats there. PSA 8.5, 43,400. We have one up on auction for 19,100. So these are the BGS 8.5s to the BGS 7s. I'm not going to go through all of these. You can pause the video and look at these. Just know that the green columns are the highest confirmed prices by card ladder, and that's why I have these here. And the blue columns are the current live auctions, and these are the highest ones. So I like to compare these. So if you look here, here's the PSA 8, 26,000. And we have one up on auction right now for 19,200. What's really interesting is comparing the different grading companies. You know, the BGS 8 with the SGC 8. The SGCs, again, is higher than the BGS 8, which is really interesting. I would not have expected that. But you can go ahead and check these out. We'll go to the low ends, so you can look at those. Here's the BGS 6.5 all the way to the PSA 1. Look at the PSA 1 has a record sale of 4,050. So that's, you can't even get a PSA 1 anymore for under this price. That's incredible. That's incredible. And depending on the eye appeal, it can sell for even more than this. But this is the confirmed. There's one up on auction for 1,725. So look at these. This is very interesting. This huge spike right here for the 6. I don't know if it's ever gonna get back up to that right now. There's one up on auction for 7,100. So you can go ahead and pause the video and look at this chart here. But that is my report for today. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, Michael Jordan collectors and investors. So that was my market report for today. You guys are the greatest. Sometimes y'all send more comments than I do get views on a video. And I try really hard to answer each and every one of your guys' questions. I've made a lot of changes to my update, and I would really like your feedback on those changes. If you like them, if you don't like them, or if you want me to add something else or take something away, you know, I really appreciate your guys' feedback. So if you're still getting something out of this video and you still like it, please give it a like below. That helps me out. And for you guys that haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Michael Jordan Rookie Card Market Report.